So in this activity you guys are asked to use Geometer Sketchpad to work with circles. So I thought I'd make a quick video here to show you how to use Geometer Sketchpad to make a circle, put points on that circle, and draw chords to connect those points. So what you're going to want to do is go to Geometer Sketchpad, open up a new sketch, go to Graph, show your grid, and then I've decided that I'm going to work with a circle that has a radius of 5. So I want to have my circle be centered on this origin and have its radius of exactly 5. Since I want it to be exactly 5, I'm going to actually put a point right there at 5, 0. And rather than eyeball that, I'm going to go up here to Graph, and I'm going to plot points, and I want a point right at 5, 0. So then I get a point right at that coordinates. And now I'm going to create a circle using my circle tool by going to the origin. I click on the origin and I drag. And I drag until that circle snaps to the point that I put at 5, 0. So now I'm pretty sure that my circle has a radius of exactly 5, and I can check it by highlighting my circle and measuring the equation of that circle. And here it says that my circle has the equation x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared, or x squared plus y squared equals 25. So now I've got my circle with a radius of 5. Now there's a few points that I know are also on this circle. 3, 4 is on that circle. So I'm going to put a point there. Let's go to plot points at 3, 4 and plot. And now I've got a point at 3, 4, which is also on my circle. Okay, now let's say that I want to put a point on this circle that maybe isn't at such a nice and neat coordinate as 3, 4. I can go to my point tool and hover over my circle, and as long as the circle is red, when I click, I'll be putting a point on that circle. So I'm going to put a point right over, let's go here. Okay, so that one has kind of coordinates which are not nice and neat. And I'll show you here how you can also label those points. So I'm going to highlight that point and this one over here that I created at 3, 4. And I'm going to go up to Display, and I'm going to go to Label Points. So it's going to label those points starting at the letter C. And I'll hit OK. And now it's given those points some letters. Okay, so we have C, D, and B now. Now I'm going to connect those points with some lines, which we'll call chords. So I go to the line tool, and I'm going to connect C and D. And I just created a chord between C and D. I'm also going to create a chord between D and B. Now any line that connects 2 points on a circle is called a chord. There are questions in this activity which have you creating the perpendicular bisectors of chords. So I'll show you quickly how to do a perpendicular bisector between, let's say, C and D. I'm going to go to my Select tool. I'll highlight the line between C and D, and I need a perpendicular bisector. So first I need to find the midpoint of this line, which I can do by going to Construct, Midpoint, and it puts a point dead center between C and D. And then, if you remember from the last activity, we can create a perpendicular line to C and D, which goes through that point by highlighting the line and the midpoint and going to construct a perpendicular line. So now I have a perpendicular bisector between C and D. If I drag C, it'll change the position of the midpoint and the slope of the perpendicular bisector, but I'll always have the midpoint and the perpendicular bisector between C and D. I can also do the same between D and B by highlighting DB, constructing, I must have another, I have C highlighted as well accidentally. Okay, highlight C, highlight DB, construct the midpoint, highlight the midpoint and the line, construct a perpendicular line, and you get a perpendicular bisector between D and B now. Okay, so that's a few of the functions in Geometer Sketchpad that you can use to help you with the activities you're doing in this unit. Hope that was helpful, and good luck with the rest of the unit.